I feel tied to the American Red Cross in many wonderful ways, not only because my father, Dr. Charles R. Drew, was so involved in the storage and delivery of blood at the request of the American Red Cross for the Blood for Britain project in 1940 and 1941, but also because my mother introduced all of us to the American Red Cross as young people and to its work with the Candy Stripers and to its devotion to good. My mom was Lenore Robbins before she became Lenore Drew. My dad, Charles R. Drew, and my mom met in Atlanta, Georgia in 1939. My mother was teaching at Spelman College, and my father had gone to make a presentation at Atlanta University. They met at a party, and my dad had to leave to go to make his presentation, but he was so smitten that he went back to the university that night and demanded that he see my mother, who was living as a dorm mother, essentially. And he was not permitted to see her, but he insisted he would, and he did. They were married within 4 months. I was then born in a year after that. And this was the very time that my father was doing the work with the Red Cross, that he had been named the head of the Blood for Britain project, in which blood and plasma was shipped overseas. And it was such an important time because there were so many soldiers wounded in the war. What my father discovered was that whole red blood and plasma could be preserved and shipped overseas. And he also devised the first mobile Red Cross truck, essentially, to refrigerate the blood and preserve it. So that was an important contribution, and it was the first time that he worked with the American Red Cross. My dad's legacy is one of deep passion for the work which he did as a clinician, for the work that he did as a teacher of other surgeons, for the passion that he had for improving the lives of others, the passion that he had for so many things other than that, directly involved with his clinical or teaching work. He was a saxophonist. He loved classical opera. He was a gardener. He was a fabulous swimmer. He was a 4-letter man in college. He was a man who was such a classical person in the larger sense that his shadow is big, but our pride is large in what he was able to accomplish.